Shalom. I'll start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Arakakwadash. Dev unto the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations unto the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And this is the interview on Clubhouse where you had the Captain Tazaryach. You know, he was on with WAC 100. And WAC 100, you know, through his connections to the industry, was able to bring Ye onto the platform. And Captain Tazaryach happened to, you know, ask Kanye questions. He started to basically interview Kanye. And you know, I gave it a good little listen. He didn't really say much that was meaningful. I mean, you know, Tazaryach asked him, you know, how did you come to the belief, you know, of being a Israelite? All right, and it's right on the money with how the scriptures tell you that when somebody famous and rich has something to say, that's when everybody is all ears. You know, it holds more weight, more merit. You know, it's going to get more attraction, more attention. You know, and I guess this, you know, this move right here boosts their stock, so to speak. I'm talking about the ISUPK. You know, oh shit, we got an interview with Ye on Clubhouse. And no, I'm not hating, man. Great Millstone, we're not hating. You know, we just you know, we just go by what the scriptures say. You know, we're not a gimmicky camp. We're not, you know, we're not with all the extras. We're just about getting the word out. But I mean, it was interesting, you know, just to hear his perspective. But you know, at the end of the day, Kanye, you know, he's just being used by the Most High. He's not really called. You know, this is definitely not his calling, man. All right, he's not a man of the Lord. He's not a prophet. All right, he's just another, you know, famous individual who the Lord, you know, is just using to, you know, bring attention to the faith. All right, as we always go to in the book of Corinthians. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 1 real fast. This is 1 Corinthians 1. In verse 26, it says, "For you see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. But the Most High have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And the Most High have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty, and base things of the world, and things which are despised." All right, and hey, you can't say us men at Great Millstone aren't despised, man. All right, almost every camp in Israel despises Great Millstone because, you know, we're very straightforward with our teaching, man. And then we get on guys, the scriptures say they hated him that rebuketh in the gate. So we're definitely despised, but we don't take it to heart. You know, this is part of the cross of Yahushai. All right. Yahushai, he was despised because, you know, he was straightforward. He was austere. You know, he was known for upbraiding whole cities. You know, so they didn't really like the Lord. It says, "The Most High have chosen, yeah, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are, that no flesh should glory in His presence." And I like to also get that scripture, I mean, that word for mighty in the Greek, because Kanye would be considered what you would call mighty amongst our people. And the word is dunatos. And it says down here, able, powerful, mighty, strong, mighty in wealth and influence. All right, and you know, he had the wealth, even though, you know, they the people who he sold his soul to, took most of that out away from him, you know. But he's still a household name, and he's still worth hundreds of millions. So he would still be considered, wealthy amongst our people. And he also has influence. Everybody wants to hear what Ye says because of his accomplishments. Some people, a lot of people dismiss him as a crazy dude, but he literally got fans, people that don't see him as crazy. And from my perspective, he a little scatterbrained. He'll go off the deep sometimes, but you listen to his perspective. Sometimes you can actually hear he's actually trying to give you information at times as well. He's not as crazy as they making him to be. Okay, but you got to have discernment. There's sometimes when they'll say something that's interesting, that's true. You can go look it up, but then he's all over the place too. You can't extort everything that comes out of his mouth to the clouds. But that's what our people do with famous people that they think are more important than themselves. All right. And let me get that in Sirach 13. Because even then you'll have Israelites that got respect of persons, and because of who he is, they'll get starstruck. And you see certain dudes in this time, they're trying to get close. And I notice it's the more so the commercialized Israelites that's trying to get closer to these celebrities, and it's all to really just increase their brand. They need the attention, and they need to increase their brand. It's not really about magnifying Yahweh Shai in his doctrine, his word. It's all for ulterior motives. Because who the hell cares, man? If it ain't edifying, if it ain't, if nothing meaningful is coming out of this, then it's to no use. It's not increasing the church. I mean, really, are you going to increase is just people who are starstruck. All right, but they're really not about this thing, And that's the elder Apostle Gabar just did a lesson. People seem to forget what this is all about, man. It's all about the elect. We a lot of these Israelite leaders, they forgetting that there's only a small few. There's gonna be many that are called, but only a few that are chosen, man. Anyway, Sirach 13 and verse 23, it says, "When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he saith. They extol it to the clouds, but if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? Who man's is this?" Right? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. So they're going to take everything at face value and, exalt, whatever this rich and famous guy is saying. What brought you to this belief, yay? Oh, I was just listening to different perspectives, and I realized we the only ones without a flag. Oh man, that's deep. Those slave ships is real, bro. Oh man, facts. Like that was just something super groundbreaking and edifying. Like we all didn't know this. And I'm like, once again, I'm not hating or anything, but come on now. But what I did realize from listening to that was he's not giving. Basically, he's saying that I didn't learn from y'all. Y'all didn't teach me. Basically, I learned from a few other men who practice Judaism or whatever, and I read the Bible for myself, and I came to the conclusion we're the only ones who history got erased. So he's not saying that he learned it from you. But hey, he said what he said. But this ain't to get bent out of shape. Jake rejoicing like as if he came to the other side. That dude is straddling the fence still. He has not completely came over, to this side. Okay, and you still don't even know if this guy is being used or not. If he's set up, Jake be so quick to bring everybody in. All they got to do is profess that they Israel and you in there. Scriptures say not to give any man, be not hasty to give any man credit. We don't know what Kanye's role truly is, man. This could all be one big act, him being a agent the whole time. Or he could just, like I said, the Lord could just be using him. He's taking that sacrifice, and the Most High is using him, to shed more light on this thing. But that man already done sold his soul a long time ago, and he admits to that. All right. So, they're gonna listen to guys like Ye and Kyrie. Kyrie, he already showed you that he ain't down either. He just took the heat because he shared the information. All right. And the world saw how them small hats got to acting, and they exposed themselves. But that did not bring Kyrie in. That did not establish him as one of the elect, man. That guy is of the world, and Kanye is still of the world. And those are the type of men that they got to hear it through those kind of men to be sold. This is 1 John 4 and 5. They don't want to hear it from the actual prophets to be convinced, to be persuaded. 1 John 4 and verse 5, it says, "They are of the world, therefore speak they of the world, and the world hear of them." And that's why some of these commercial groups, they have to all of a sudden become world friendly, water down the doctrine so that they can attract and appease people of the world to come follow their congregation, man. And that's just flat out not genuine at all. And then it was also interesting is Ye finally comes around the Israelites. Now he's talking to Captain Tazaryach. Right around the time this happens, the small hats put out in the bulletin that Ye is he gets anti-Semite of the year. They start putting those headlines out. And then you already know they looking closely. Oh, he's aligning himself. He's talking to the ISUPK Israelites and so on and so forth. So you already know what they're doing, man. They're making that link, and they can very well be using Ye the whole time. And these dudes are carnal as hell, man. They have no discernment. All right. But hey, we'll take the heat for pointing things out. We'll take that. Verse 6, it says, "We are of the Most High. He that knoweth the Most High heareth us. He that is not of the Most High heareth not us. Hereby know we the spirit of truth and the spirit of error." All right. So yeah, man, you got to hear it from somebody that's of the world. All right. That's when Jake will hear you. Let me read that in the NLT. It says, "These people belong to this world." All right, Tazaryach included. He belongs to this world just based on his actions. And, when it comes down to actually defending the gospel, man, like certain things, okay, we've seen him in the past. He's defended the gospel. But we also see that these guys are opportunists. They're really trying to elevate their brand by getting closer to these famous people. All right, they done basically made themselves of a reputation. They've been given these, flattering titles, these big titles, becoming more and more commercial, becoming more known amongst the world. So they got to speak, they have to speak according to this world. Captain Tazaryach, this dude he was startled when Hassan brought up the MOTB. She got startled, man. Then he got to speaking the same talking points that niggas in the world, talk about to try to sound deep. He didn't even want to actually go in. So they speak from the world's viewpoint and the world listens to them. But we belong to the Most High, and those who know the Most High listen to us. If they do not belong to the Most High, they do not listen to us. That is how we know if someone has the spirit of truth or the spirit of deception. And Kanye, all right, he's making it known he didn't listen to One West. All right, so he does not really have the truth, because we understand that the truth did come out of One West. All right, now whether he start to listen more to, ISUPK or whoever, that remains to be seen. But as of now, this guy, he's following his own spirit, man, thinking that he's following the Messiah, and he's calling on the name of Christ. All right, he's Captain Tazaryach. He had the opportunity to tell Ye the true name of the Father and the Son, but that didn't happen. He was too busy laughing at his jokes, and he was basically enjoying the conversation and laughing, and you could tell he was a little starstruck, that he's happy that he's able to interview a big name like that, and now he could put it on his platform, and now the followers finna go crazy. But hey, the Lord wouldn't be impressed, man. Okay, what's more impressed is if you can reach those who need to be reached, like members of the elect, and they wake up and they get sealed. The angels rejoice over one sinner repenting. When was it John? I said, to go bring forth fruit, meet for repentance. We don't see Ye making that change. This guy's still walking around with freaking with I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be on his face. He covering his face up at every interview. That shit is weird to me. Just how this guy is moving around. But he ain't fully repented. This guy talking about running for president. 2024, he's running for president. Are you kidding me? And then some J's gonna justify, well, what about when Joseph was elevated, to his status in Egypt? Yeah, but Joseph was a prophet. Kanye ain't no freaking prophet, man. That man's simply an entertainer. So you see where Jake's head is at, man. But everything is playing out. Everything is of the Lord's will. The Lord's will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And I think it's just being used to stir up more of the conversation in the direction of Israel. All right, and more people giving out their opinion about it. They either are being persuaded and believing unto salvation, or they're denying and they're getting marked unto condemnation. That's all that's happening with this, man. Nothing more, nothing less. All right, and let me go to real quick. Philippians 1 and was it 18? Yeah, Philippians 1 and 18, because either way, just the topic alone is getting pushed. We know that this gospel must be preached into all the world, and then shall the end come. All right. So this is Philippians 1 and 18. It says, but that doesn't matter whether their motives are false or genuine. Talking about these other Israelite groups, whatever their motive is, whether it is to get clout and more attention and notoriety and fame and filthy lucre, or if it's genuine. It says the message about Yahweh Shai is being preached either way. So I rejoice and I continue to rejoice. As long as the name Yahweh and Yahweh Shai is being exalted, and bigger platforms is being reached and they're hearing this message, then that's a good thing. All right, that's a good thing. So, we don't get upset or mad that these things are happening, but we just put things into perspective. All right. But the important thing is, let all things be done unto edifying. We have to edify. Everything is done to build each other up in the faith. And that's simply why we do these lessons, why we do these shows, why brothers go live. We have to, spread the word and defend the gospel. All right. Listening to a celebrity give his perspective, okay, that's cool and all, but that's definitely not edifying anyone. Okay. So, this is just my perspective on it. All right, it's just me responding to this whole Kanye thing.
The journey I see.
All right, so you see it on Across the Line radio. They put, I guess, maybe the full segment of when he actually interviewed Kanye. And Tazaryach asked him about his journey and the things that he's had to say. I guess he even brought up how going back to the beginning when he first came out and he was talking about Jesus walks and all that other stuff. Then he kind of watered everything down. He got around Jay-Z, of course, and went dark. But that was when he had to make that choice. If you want to go up further, you want to be in the leagues with Jay-Z and these type of dudes, you have to do more. And that was when he had to consider his mama. And that pushed him up after that. But now he's lashing out and going against the grain. And we don't know if this guy is just being used as controlled opposition or if he's really just taking it there and just don't care anymore. But either way, now the light is being shined on the truth. Okay, so more people are gonna hear this, and then they're gonna do their research. And they might not, stick with ISUPK. They might go and look at the other camps and see what's what. But one thing for sure is we know that the elect, they're going to come to the right place. And I'm not saying that all the elect are going to come straight to Great Millstone. What I'm saying is the Lord said, my sheep hear my voice and they follow me. So the real sheep, they're going to hear the true doctrine and they're going to stick to it. That's how they're going to be brought in. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna stop it here. And Lord willing, this was edifying. And like I said, we ain't mad at these dudes for doing what they do. All right, but we also have to use discernment as well. Okay. So with that, I'm gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shai. Until the next lesson, Shalom.